Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Two Brothers channel. I'm one brother.
Hello, everybody, and I'm the second brother. Welcome to the Two Brothers channel. And we have an interesting one for you tonight, like we always do. So we're not going to disappoint you. Back to you, Mr. Phil.
No disappointment here. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Tonight's episode is titled Leave God Out of It. What did I call it, Mr. Clay? Leave God out of it. It's your turn now. Tell them what it is.
Leave God out of it.
Leave God out of it. What am I talking about? Here comes Mr. Phil again with his very interesting titles. Well, at least they're interesting. I think they're interesting. You know, leave God out of it. What does that mean? Very quickly, I'm going to introduce you to this story of two fishes. The story of two fishes. And I'm going to invite you to come with your imagination with me as you listen to this story. And I want you to imagine yourself having the power, be it on the computer, be it on the metaverse that is coming, be it just in your imagination, to create two fish. So you're a creator, you created two fish. You are so excited about these fishes. And you put them in an environment where you wanted them to have no limit. Where they could swim anywhere in this environment you created with them. You created this environment with them with so much love. And then you gave this fish in this environment the capacity to do whatever they want. Whatever they want. So these fish were swimming around and you were happy to see, yes, those are my fish. So you come and watch them from time to time and you see them having fun, running around, anything. Anyway, so you were like, great fish, guys, have fun. Enjoy the environment. Rock it. Give it a whirl. Anyway, so you went and you were doing other things. But one day, one fateful day, in the fish world that you created, one of the fish happened to be black and the other one white. So Whitefish told Blackfish one day and said, you know what, Blackfish? Our creator hates you. Blackfish went, hey. Whitefish said, yeah, you. Don't look anywhere else. You, our creator hates you. Blackfish said, why? What have I done? He said, look, I don't know what you don't know, but look at you though. You're black. But look at me, I'm white. I only get black when I'm dirty. And then I can wash it clean and I'm white again. But you're always black no matter what you do, you're black. Proof that our creator doesn't like you. As a matter of fact, he hates you and he has placed a curse on you. Blackfish said, really? Wifey said, look, it's over for you. All right, let's stop it right there. You are the creator of these two fish and you observe them talking. So you said, my goodness, look at Whitefish. Look at Whitefish. Telling Blackfish all these things. Let's see what will happen. So Whitefish, swam and everything. And he said, you know what? To Blackfish, because you're cursed, you should work for me. And when we both go back to the person that created us, you can get all your benefits from him. Work for me here. only that, Whitefish has cleverly gone to write a book. And in that book, it says, all blackfish, obey your master, Whitefish. Now, you, the creator, you're like, look at Whitefish. Look at Whitefish. Look at Whitefish. But Blackfish said, hey, it's true. This book says, Blackfish, obey your master, Whitefish. Whitefish said, did I not tell you? Did I not tell you? So, be a good blackfish with your cursed self and obey me. Anyway, from then on, even the thought that Blackfish thought he was cursed started reflecting in how his mood was, how he was moving, his self-esteem, his self-image. And these things obviously had a knock-on effect. Before you knew it, Blackfish that was shiny black before was now dull. It was still Blackfish, but it was dull. Because he now believes the creator, I don't know what I've done to this creator, but he hates me. All right. I know I've played that long enough. Think about it. Say they die and they came to you, the creator. And Blackfish now came to you and said, hey, creator, you mean you never hated me? Yee. Blackfish lied, Whitefish lied to me, Blackfish. Okay, creator, punish Whitefish. Punish Whitefish for lying to me. What would you, creator, say? Think about it. Would you punish Whitefish? Maybe I should tell you, I won't punish Whitefish. And I'll tell you the reason after. But I'll let Mr. Claire tell you if he's gonna punish Whitefish and why. Mr. Claire.
Thank you, Mr. Phil. That's a very interesting story. And am I gonna punish Whitefish?
Yeah.
Believe in Whitefish. I will have to ask Blackfish why he believed Whitefish. Because you know, as a black man, I can see a lot of things from what you've just said there. And when I look at it, when I look the struggle, the black race has struggled and still struggling, I begin to have a lot of reflections. And one of the reflections, I know you just want a quick answer.
No, please go. You got time, man. You got time.
One of the reflections that I've had to have myself many times over is that if I was born white, what would I be like? And I look at my white brothers, I would have been exactly the same as them. You know, especially in this age, maybe in, previous age I might be different, but in this age, I would have been like, obviously, guys, it's a tough ask. You're the Blackfish, I'm Whitefish, I got all these privileges. This is how we met it. So there's not really much I can do to change your history or your past. And good luck. And I would have just left you to it, Just say good luck.
Now let's keep it on fish, because when you keep it fish, we know there's Blackfish and Whitefish. It is one removed. It's not as jarring and as personal, But yes, that's the story. That is the story right there of the black man's experience and the white man's experience. But we're gonna stick to fish. Carry on, Mr. Kile.
So if I was the creator and I was looking at both of them, and the black fish is telling me I must punish the white fish, I will be telling him, no, I'm not going to punish the white fish. Because that was, what did you learn from that experience? That's what I'll be asking. Because now, punishing the white fish here is not, because some people might say, okay, white fish, obviously, because we want everything to be fair in heaven, right? People will say white fish should not make it to heaven.
Sorry, I'm laughing already. White fish should not make it to heaven. Yes, I used to feel like that before. And I know how people feel.
Yeah.
But now I feel different. Please carry on, Mr. Clay.
They will say white fish should not make it to heaven because white fish, they definitely, twisted everything, lied, manipulated, and should be going straight to hell. Hellfire. See the fire behind me? It should be right in the middle of the fire behind me. So so that's what Blackfish should be saying. Say, what is he doing? In fact, don't punish him. He shouldn't be here at all. You should not even be talking with him. Be standing right here.
Now the thing is this. Let me quickly. Is it okay? Can I quickly tell you why? Thank you. The reason why I, the creator, will not punish whitefish is this. I created the environment for both of them. I gave them the capacity to do whatever they want to do in the environment, including using their brain. Whitefish basically just use, I gave each one of them different strengths. Whitefish saw, my goodness, if we carry on this way, this blackfish is big. It can sing, it can dance, it's very talented. I need to come up with a different strategy, man. Now, whitefish did his own. All whitefish did was suggest and offer. And what was the suggestion? Our creator hates you, you know. That's all whitefish could do. The only thing whitefish can do was introduce doubt. Blackfish has to take the doubt, own the doubt, leave the doubt. Can you see?
Yeah.
All whitefish had to do was just suggest, and that's what it could do. Even the book it gave blackfish, everything that whitefish gave, all blackfish need to say is that, you know what? Thank you very much. I hear you. I'm not saying you're wrong, and I'm not saying you're right. Maybe the creator hates me, but let the creator come and tell me himself, which opens up another can of worms. Because whitefish will come back and say, creator has stopped talking. Creator used to talk 2,000 years ago. But creator has stopped talking. But this is the book.
He wrote the book.
By me. To tell you you're cursed. Now, again, all whitefish can do is suggest. Whitefish is the one that has to take the book and believe the contents and act accordingly. So again, if you look at it, whitefish did one, blackfish has to actually, there's so many steps that he has to do. And all he has to do is say, okay, thank you very much. This is the book you said is written by God. God has stopped talking. All right. When we get to heaven, we'll go and have this conversation where 3 of us are present. Until then, thank you very much for your wonderfully presented offer of information. Ladies and gentlemen, see this dilemma of whitefish and blackfish. It is very, very easy to misinterpret or give wrong information that people will run with. You know why? Because we're creators. We can create anything. Like this story now, this person has given whitefish and blackfish the ability to create anything in their environment. So that means that whatever they believe is what they will create, whether it's got nothing to do with right or wrong. It's got nothing to do with right or wrong. You guys don't, do you know what? I am even amazed to the level of how powerful this is that, okay, let's come out of whitefish, blackfish for 1 second. That do you know that we are so powerful as human beings? We're so powerful that whether it's right or whether it's wrong, the information does not matter. What matters is what we believe and what we desire to create after that. So one of the quick ones was this one about that there was a time that they believed that the sun, the earth revolved around the sun. And they came up with mathematical formulas and models of astrology that worked. Then after a while, they said, no. Is the earth revolving around the sun? And they came up with mathematical formula and another set of astrology that worked. So it's always like me saying, okay, this is how things are. And everybody accepts it, and we create models, and everything works according to this. Everything that you observe, everything that you experience. Then one day someone said, you know what, it's not like that. Oh, I think it's more like this. And everything they came up with models and everything worked again. What is that showing you? It's showing you that what matters is not this or this. What matters is what we believe. This is unbelievable. So we're now in the age now where it is very difficult. So back to whitefish and blackfish. It is now very difficult for whitefish to hide his lies because without knowing it, technology started revealing so many things. And even before technology, let's look at observable reality. Go back to blackfish and whitefish now, because I don't want it to be too personal. They notice that when it comes to anything athletic, blackfish and people that are like blackfish, they excel. Anything musical, anything, anything, they're just oozing. Even the fact that when they fell for the whitefish theory, and even they were enslaved. And even in enslavement, their glory was so shining that even the women, the whitefish women, had to say, you know what, cover your hair. Because that unkept hair, as it's unkept, it still looks so beautiful. Cover it. So what am I saying? Observable reality alone should have told blackfish that you guys are not cursed. As a matter of fact, that black thing in you is actually something called melanin. And melanin, if blackfish wanted to play the game of whitefish, blackfish could have easily played the game of like, I got melanin, you ain't got. Or I got more melanin, you ain't got more melanin. I'm not saying blackfish should play this game, but if blackfish wanted to play the game of who's cursed and who's not cursed, it has more observable reality tools to play that game. It could say, Look at how big we are. When the Olympics come, we get all the golds, long distance, short distance. You understand what I'm saying? You know, that's why I said, leave God out of it. Because God is just observing. God is just saying, you know what? Let's see. Mr. Clay, what are your thoughts?
Wow. Yes, there's a lot to unpack there. You know, God, you know, when you're talking like that, blackfish, whitefish, like you said, the creator made both of them. And the creator made the, you know, the oceans and where they can swim. And he told them they can go and explore, enjoy your life. So whatever, so the responsibility of how your life turns out is not for the creator to now sort out. It's for you to sort out. You can live in paradise. Even within slavery, there were people that were born that refused to be slaves. You know, so you don't have to consent to the status quo. You know, because there are people that refuse to go along to toe the line. You know, yes, those people are not popular. Those people are actually attacked by the rest of the populations, both slavers and both whitefish and blackfish attack those people that are born. I say, hang on a minute. I don't feel dirty. In fact, I feel clean. I feel more clean than you. You know? So it's something that we all have that responsibility. The responsibility lies with you. Not with what somebody's telling you. What are you accepting? How are you designing your life? What are the things that you are surrendering to? You know, are you true to yourself? Or are you manipulated by others to then later regret what you did? But are you there able to take a stance and say, okay, hang on a minute. This is what I believe in, and these are my convictions, and I'm willing to die by my convictions. Back to you, Mr. Phil.
Thank you. You see, so that I don't forget this, one of the most important things is that we should remember that we are sovereign human beings. I know you don't believe this yet, but nothing can happen to you without your permission. Either by omission or by commission, you must give your permission. Back to whitefish and blackfish. The moment blackfish started considering what whitefish said, blackfish started giving permission. The moment he started moving like he was cursed or hated, blackfish gave permission. The moment he started feeling insecure, feeling what they call that thing is coming, is going. You know, when they say someone is inferiority complex, that's it. The moment blackfish started feeling inferior and started experiencing inferiority complex, he gave his permission. So whitefish could do whatever he could do. So I'm 50 years. I've not even lived, I'm 50 years, so I've not lived 100 years on this earth. But guess what? There have been thousands of years of history that's happened before me. So the best I can do is the information given to me. And it is said that if you can tell any generation anything, whether it's true, false, whether whatever, it takes one generation, just one generation dying off for us to be separated from whatever history we've had in the past. So let's quickly go on. So Whitefish, I've been accomplished this task of convincing Blackfish. He said, okay, the benefits from that is that everything then was written, Whitefish is best. Whitefish is intelligent. Whitefish is capable. Whitefish is responsible. Whitefish, and because he kept saying that every time, that started informing his superiority complex. That started informing his mindset. So that positive reinforcement everywhere you go, Whitefish is great. Until recently, you hardly saw Black people leading films, Black people on magazine, Black people. Okay, let me go back to fish. You hardly saw Whitefish, Blackfish on their magazines. You hardly saw Blackfish on their billboards, or even if you say it's only recently that Blackfish started appearing. As a matter of fact, one happened recently with the Black Panther movie. And for the first time, Blackfish was depicted as winning, as powerful, as on top, the way it should be, the way it feels, the way it felt right. And you know what? Everybody said, you know what? This feels right. As a matter of fact, this feels more right than what Blackfish has told us about us. Now I want to show you the power of exposure. That was the first Black film superhero in the Marvel universe, I believe. It was so powerful. Just one movie. Forget the thousands of Batman, Superman, all the man, they've all been Whitefish. Imagine it got to a point that a white child saw Black Panther and started crying. Why was he crying? He said, I want to be a Black person. One movie was enough and powerful enough to get a child, an impressionable child that is innocent, to want to become Black. You guys don't understand the power in that. All our lives will be subjected to white representation of superiority, of excellence, of all that. So imagine all our lives will be subjected to, and I'm not blaming anybody, we are just as responsible as anybody. Just like I said, nobody's going to punish no Whitefish anywhere. Now you listen. It was his right. It is a Whitefish right. And it is for you to say no. Because guess what? I'm a Blackfish now. And I'm saying no. And from the day I started saying no, my God, I started seeing the power in my sovereignty. Mr. Kinley, what are your thoughts?
Wow. Wow. It's is actually a serious topic that you're talking about, and you can take it in so many directions. So like we always do on this channel, we talk about our own personal experiences. I think we are at a point in time where eyes are being opened. revelations are happening all the time. People are now seeing that whitefish has lied to blackfish. But this new generation of whitefish are saying, I wasn't the one that lied to you, though. So what do you want me to do about it? You know?
But you benefited from it. You benefited from it. Yeah. But it's not his fault. You need to go back to the blackfish that believed in the first place on an equal footing. And I said, even forget the fact that we can say lie. It's even getting to a point that could we call it a lie or could we call it an imaginative suggestion? Can we call it a lie or can we call it a creative suggestion? Because it's still a suggestion. Blackfish has to accept it and run with it. Sorry, Mr. Clay, I think I caught you.
No, you're right. Because it's important that the responsibility is not removed from each individual and as a collective. You're still responsible. The universe, the God of the universe, are still giving you the ability to take a stand. You know, so now you can. We're lucky that now with the slavery is quote unquote over. But we won't go into what is it really over?
Okay, at least let's just say don't participate. That's all you need to do. Just don't participate. Because if you want, if you're not careful, slavery, you will be in it fully, even right now. The clue and the key for your jail is do not participate. That's all it is. Don't. Mr. Clay, carry on.
Yes, and don't pass the responsibility of what you should do for somebody else to do for you.
That's it.
Don't be the deflector. Don't say, oh yeah, somebody's got to say no somewhere. You know, or somebody's got to do the right thing. You know, make sure you are doing the right thing. You're not waiting or expecting somebody else to do what you can do. You do what you can do. Because collectively, that little bit that you did will be added to somebody else's little bit. And before you know it, everybody stands up and do the right thing. Because we're at the point now where with social media, the world is a very small place. So if you see injustice happening somewhere and you're not taking a stand, then I'm asking you, why not?
And who do you think will make a stand?
And who are you expecting to make that stand for you? For you, not even for them. Ultimately, because believe it or not, you might think, oh, it's happening to them, so it's fine. I'm okay here. It's fine. Before you know it, they'll be knocking on your door. And who will be standing for you? And those are the questions that we all have to wrestle with. You know, to make sure that, okay, you know, we need to be able to be people that don't pass the buck, don't pass the responsibility of what you should do to somebody else. Back to you, Mr. Phil.
The reason why it's very important not to pass the responsibility to somebody else is because that is the power that you have to change. That's the only power you have to change your circumstances, to change the situation. See, the moment you don't stand up for something, you've just given permission. for someone else that stands to do whatever they want in your environment and to you.
Yeah.
You see, for Africa to turn around, for Nigeria, in particular Africa to turn around, the blackfish mentality that we have inherited, and we're deprogramming ourselves now. Because my mindset is not the same as my father's mindset. Let me repeat that. My mindset is not the same as my father's mindset. And thankfully, even his mindset is not the same as his father's mindset. So, and thankfully, my children, why fish? Nah, they see you. It's not in their reality at all. That inferiority, as a matter of fact, I have to be checking them, what's your superiority? Because again, we're gonna do a topic maybe next week, and it's gonna be titled "Play the Cards You've Been Dealt," or "Play the Cards You Are Dealt." Because with where I am now with my understanding, and notice that's what I said, understanding. Because there's information and there's understanding. If you're informed and that information does not become understanding, you cannot apply it. So when they say knowledge is power, no, knowledge is only potential power. Knowledge has to become understanding to become power. It has to be applied to become power. So anyway, we're saying, myself and Mr. Clay are saying all this to encourage everybody listening to us right now that there is hope. You're not cursed. Maybe some of you need to hear that. You are not cursed. The greatest curse is believing that you're cursed. Let me repeat that. The greatest curse is believing that you're cursed. And the greatest blessing is believing that you're blessed. Oh, we've cast a spell! We've cast a spell! You're cursed! And the person says, no, I believe I'm blessed. You're cursed! No, I believe I'm blessed. That curse can never work on that person. It's impossible. You're okay, you're cursed. The guy says, no, I'm blessed. He will walk his belief. What do you think, Mr. Clay?
Most definitely. Most definitely. I've been there where, you know, you're trying to put somebody down and they just look at you like, no, that's not me. Because sometimes I think, you know, when you're brought up in a harsh African environment where everybody is on your case all the time as a child, and you'll be thinking, I can't wait to grow up. This child business is a real drag. I can't wait to
slapped, man, Mr. Clay. That's why we got slapped. We couldn't wait to get out of the situation of being slapped.
You know,
carry on.
And when you grow up now, it's like, okay, come and try it now. So it's very important. It's very, very important what you've just said there, Mr. Phil. Back to you, sir.
And so that means that we have an amazing future. Let me go back to blackfish and whitefish. That means that blackfish now has an amazing future, realizing that nobody's gonna get punished for nothing. You've been given the dominion. You've been given the ground. Do whatever you do now, you know. Or are you gonna go to heaven to get your reward? If you want to go to heaven to get your reward, hey, do that.
Just know
But
that's
you
your
can't say
choice.
you don't know,
Just know it's your choice.
which is the whole point. Your sovereignty cannot be overruled. You have to say yes on some level.
Hmm.
Okay, the only one I will grant you is this, and this is the only safety. And I will even I will even exercise this. If for some reason your sovereignty or my sovereignty in any way, shape, or form has been overridden unfairly without us giving our consent, then I will go to heaven and charge the creator. Okay, foul. I need you to create me another universe. I want to go again. That's the only one. That if in this reality, everything goes so unfair on you that your sovereignty was overridden, overtrodden, dismissed unfairly without you giving your consent or approval, and something happened to you, then you have the right to go to the creator and say, foul. Creator, you messed up right there. Then I too will come with you. And I will not be playing no devil's advocate. I'll be playing an advocate. And I'll be like, he's got a point. She's got a point. I don't care if you have to create a new universe for this person, because that is a foul. Mr. Kinley, what are your thoughts?
Well, there are so many levels to this thing, because some might be thinking like there's so many things that's happened to me that I did not give my consent to. I didn't give my consent to be robbed. I did not give my consent for my house to be burgled. I did not give maybe somebody got raped. I didn't give my consent for that. Or maybe somebody got in a fight and got stabbed. I didn't give my consent for that. There's so many bad things that you could say, oh, I ended up in prison and it wasn't even my fault. I didn't give my consent for that.
You see, this is the mistake we all make. Again, I say that you give your consent and I know, like Mr. Kinley, thank you for bringing this up. Some people will say rape, some people will say this, that,
Even
look,
sickness.
Even sickness. Oh, this thing goes on many levels. But what I find is this: you will check and you will find that somehow, some way, consent has been given. And sometimes the consent is not even one big consent. No, it could be micro consents. Instead of you to work harder, you didn't, and that created this strange scenario where you had to earn whatever. I'm not saying that only working hard will bring money, no. And then that dictated the area that you have to live in. That dictated the fact that you have to be coming home late at a time when passing a place where it is a perfect place where someone can attack and do you get what I'm saying? Each thing like that, it could be honestly just, and again, look, I'm a strong black man in the UK. Do you know how many times the police would have loved 16 of them to pounce on me? Pounce! Hey! Nice meat. And all of them, they're not taller than this. But they're ready. They've been looking forward to this day. Then this 6-foot guy goes, ah! They'll be like, I don't know what you until me or Beleni.
I can practice my training on this one.
This one has, guess what? This one has given consent.
Yeah, I mean.
When did I give consent? By moving out. But guess what? You know how I don't give consent? Hello, officers. What can I do for you today? They were like, huh? We're just checking the area. We've been told that there's a burglary, a guy, big black guy. We're like, oh, really? All right. So how do we start looking for this guy? They were like, all right, just call us if you see anything. But if I say, oh, why? Is it me? Why racial profiling me? I'm just fucking out. Ah! Mr. Clay, please, over to you.
You're right. There's so many, but most of the people are not conscious of those.
They're not conscious. That's what you're talking about. And
You
again, quickly, Mr. Clay, I'm going to give it back to you in a second when you told me about Mr. Cancer as well. You said the first question it asks them when they have cancer is, I don't know whether you can hear that helicopter, but the first question it asks them is, why have you given up on life? What happened?
Yeah.
Even with sickness, at some level, consciously or subconsciously, you've agreed to that illness. Some people will go, Mr. Phil, how? Okay. Cancer. We've been told that cancer thrives when you drink sugar or eat sugary stuff, or you're on that diet. So this Mr. A is diagnosed with cancer. But Mr. A loves Coke. Mr. Clay, Coke is just, Mr. A loves cake. Cake is just Mr. A loves rice. If I don't eat rice, what is left in this world? Mr. A. Now, but Mr. A has cancer. If Mr. A keeps drinking Coke, eating rice, has he not giving consent to cancer?
You mean rice is bad?
It's not about good. It's not about bad. It's about what do you choose? If he continues to drink Coke, sugary substance that feeds the cancer, has he not chosen the cancer? But if he stops cold turkey, no more Coke, no more rice, no more cake, and he starves the cancer cells of their nutrients, has he not decided to be healed?
Yeah.
Again, the power is in his hands. Mr. Clay.
Powerful. Yes, sir. Because most people, when they're sick with those kind of chronic diseases, they just need serious detox and serious fasting. Would even actually give your body, because the only system that heals the human body is the immune system. So there's nothing else that heals you. So it's all about empowering your body to heal itself. Because the Creator in His mercy gave you your hospital already internally. So just let your body do what it does. And that's why they keep attacking your immune system since you were a baby.
Since you were a baby. Now, sorry, Mr. Clay, 1 second. That was too powerful what you said. You said the only one thing that cures your body. We're not saying managing your body. We're not saying, you say the only thing that cures your body is your immune system. So what you do, whenever you have any ailment, is to get out of the way of your immune system.
Yeah.
Get out of the way of the immune system's job. Get out of the way by not disturbing it, by not interrupting it. You drink Coke, you drink you are interrupting the immune system. As a matter of fact, they're actually saying that when you take those fizzy drinks, you shut down the immune system.
Wow.
And like Mr. Clay, yeah, they said for that time you shut it down. And it has to get that sugar out of your body before it resumes working. So the bottom line is that you need to get out of the way of your immune system. Mr. Clay said something very interesting again. He said that we've been attacked since we were kids. What's the first thing you give a kid to treat it? You give it candy, sweet. Thereby programming the programming the child to keep interrupting its own immune system. Mr. Clay, carry on, please.
Wow. So the consent idea is there all the time. You do have a consent. I think we can talk about this all night, Mr. Phil.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
We need to round it up and just say that everything we've spoken about, the white fish, the black fish. The white fish telling the black fish there's something wrong with you, and the creator doesn't like you. And the black fish saying, really? Are you serious? Believe in it. That is something that you will need to say, okay, you know what? How does that relate to my life? What am I accepting? Both white and black now, I'm talking to both of you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
What am I accepting? What is the system making me do? I don't really even think it makes sense. What am I signing that I don't even agree with? Ask yourself those critical questions. Because at the end of the day, your consent must be sought after and given. On that note, see you next time.
Thank you, Mr. Clay. Ladies and gentlemen, there is the story of the black and white fish, and why we said, leave God out of it. Can you see now why we said, leave God out of it? Where in all this is God at fault? Is he at fault creating an amazing environment? Is he at fault equipping both with amazing gifts and talent and giving them the capacity to do and undo in that environment? Is God at fault? And is white fish at fault using his own capacity to take dominion over anybody that allows him? On that note, I hope we've given you enough food for thought. All these videos are done to encourage you to go on a journey of transformation, of equipping yourself to be empowered, allowing yourself to be empowered. One of the biggest themes that Mr. Clay kept saying today is, don't defer your responsibility to others. Because the moment you keep deferring your responsibility to others, you're giving your consent. And what they do to you might not be what you want. So take responsibility. We did a program, The Profit in Responsibility. This is another big profit in responsibility. So ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to come on a journey with us. Like, subscribe to the channel. We got many more topics. We've promised, we're still focusing on Africa. We've probably got maybe 20, 25 videos more to do for Africa. Then we're not gonna go to diaspora. Woo! You wait till we get to the diaspora. That is gonna blow your mind away again. But before we even get there, be rest assured, You're not cursed. You are able to do anything and everything. The tools are there right now. Make Africa great, because you were created to be great. On that note, see you next time.
Peace and love.
God bless.